Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple, presented by WinBet on GrindCityMedia.com. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, good people. Welcome to The Odds Couple. The Odds Couple.
Single on fish!
There it is.
Yes, it's a...
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the program. It is week 6 of the football season. Week 7 of play, but week 6 of the season. We got a lot of college football to get into. We've got a lot of National Football League Shield to get into as well. Lang Whitaker not here today, but he did send along his picks, which are great. He'll be back to the program next week. But John Roser here in the seat. Hello, how are you, John Roser?
Hello.
We got a lot of cool, for those watching the video, a lot of cool new WinBet things. We got the stickers on the microphones. We got the little pennants out in front.
Yeah,
and everything.
put the stickers, added the
Very
pennants.
cool.
We got the water bottle, of course. You need water during football season. Water, Gatorade. Yeah, you got to have it during football season. I should have moved the hat behind you. I should have put it on the other two over your left shoulder. So maybe we'll do that when we go to break.
Okay.
I can change them up. Yeah.
Sure.
But we are win betting up this place.
Yeah, man.
And maybe we'll give you some winners.
We're going to give you more winners.
Hopefully I do better than last week. 2 and 3, not great for me. I don't love it.
All right.
You know what? I will say I should have hit Memphis. Minus the 6 in the first half. That was embarrassing. Losing, up 17-0 against Temple. My buddy, I'm driving to Nashville. Buddy's telling me, I'm like, yo, what's the Memphis score, man? He checks it. He's like, Tigers up 17-0 first half. I'm like, all right,
cash.
I'm good. Yeah, cash. I'm good here. And then just a debacle, which has happened to Memphis in their last 2 games.
Yeah.
Anyway, are we talking to CJ now?
Yeah, let's say hi to CJ.
Okay.
Is that all right with you?
And then we do what we learned?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hey, you guys don't have to say hey to me, man.
No,
Keep
we
it
all
rolling.
CJ, you're part of the show. You're part of the team.
Well, what's up? How's everybody
What's up,
doing?
man?
How's it going?
You don't
going
feel
well.
like
It's
you
going
are
well.
separated from us just because you've got glass there.
Yeah, just
don't
because of
know.
this giant box that I sit
Yeah,
in.
you-
Your week was rough, Rosa. 1 and 4, minus 38 GCUs on the week. Betting bad teams always bite you in the ass. I did it twice
really
last week. I
does.
got to stop it. Vanderbilt, Uconn, what a great game.
What a great
game. It was horrible.
It was
Vanderbilt is getting
horrendously
drugged
great.
all over the field by UConn running backs. I don't know what they're going to do when they play the rest of this SEC schedule. UConn quarterback can't throw the ball to save his life. Underthrows a dude by 5 yards and still ends up with a touchdown because Vanderbilt defensive backs don't know how to knock a ball down or intercept it. It was great. A lot of fun watching that one. And then the other one that got me.
Wait, you had fun watching that?
Oh, it was great.
We were texting back
great.
and forth in the fourth
The
quarter.
rain,
Man,
the
you
rain,
go.
CJ,
Rosa,
I was like, I got to turn this game
Rosa,
on.
the rain started
y'all
coming
need to
down,
get out
man.
more if that's your definition
I was
of
working,
fun. Y'all need,
Roser,
y'all
I
need
was
to get
working.
out more.
They were playing in the rain. It's coming
yeah.
down. An already ugly game made uglier by the torrential downpour in the first half. Oh, my God.
It was
I was all the
disgusting.
way there for it.
It was awful. I watched, I guess, the last 3 minutes and saw a lot. A lot happened in the last 3 minutes of that game. Big Vandy win. But what's amazing is that game followed up by UConn's game this week. UConn takes on Umass this week, which might be worse.
And UConn,
Than the Vanderbilt game.
You got to lay points with UConn.
Yes!
Yeah, you got to lay some points.
A lot of them, right?
3.5. It's 3 or 3.5.
Oh, is that all it is?
Yeah. Well,
All
I
right.
mean, it is UMass.
UMass and UConn.
UConn's not going to
Oh
be
my
favored
God.
by too much over a team. Yeah, like
No.
you've got to. How about Bowling Green laying 14 to Akron?
Couple
That
of
used
real
to be
bad
like that
games.
used to be. But Bowling Green has covered every game this season.
And how
Unbelievable.
bad are I mean, they looked awful, too, doing
Yeah.
it. But they've done it.
But they have absolutely done it. What did we learn this
What
week?
we learned this week?
No, I think nothing. I didn't. I have a question after this week because I don't know. So I have a question, and I don't think we might get some answers to this weekend. I think we will get a few answers to this weekend. Alabama and Georgia are the best teams in college football. I think we know that. those two run the table undefeated, go to the SEC championship. It doesn't matter which one wins or loses; they're both going to be in.
It's for seeding. One will be one will be three.
One will be three. So, or they could
two.
They could be two. But this is a question for Mr. Conradicalness, Mr. Hurt.
Yo,
who's the best team in the Big Ten?
I don't know. I don't know.
Good question.
Ohio State, Michigan, Iowa,
Penn State,
Michigan State. Like, there are 5 teams that you could. I mean, I don't know what Michigan State is, but like, again, we may get some answers this weekend. Michigan road game at Nebraska, who played Sparty very tough, should have beaten Michigan State on the road. Let's be honest, they should have. And then Penn State, Iowa, we'll get an answer there. But
right now, if I had to pick one, I would say Penn State.
Really?
Yeah, I think that they are legit. I have questions about. I know Iowa's got some FBS Power 5 wins. I have questions about those though. Right, beating Iowa State doesn't look the same as it did to start the season. Their Big Ten slate so far hasn't been full of competitive teams. So I wonder if Iowa's offense can do what it's doing, and it's really, really good right now. They are humming along. With the Iowa football I'm accustomed to, 13, 15 points, something low like that, and they're just beating teams 13-3, 13-9, right? So can they continue to put up points? And if you can score, Rosa, you talk about this all the time. If you can score, you can give yourself a chance. No matter how good your defense is, if you can't score enough, you're not going to be able to win games. So if Iowa has transitioned from that ugly, gritty, grind them out type football that's only going to allow them to score anywhere from 13 to 18 points per game, if they've transitioned from that, Iowa may be legit. I don't know if they are. And like you said, this week going up against Penn State, you're going to have to score. So that this may tell us a little bit more about that Iowa Hawkeye team.
Oh, hey, where is Michigan, Ohio State? Is it in Columbus this year? Because they didn't play last year because Michigan backed out.
No. Yeah. I think it would be in Ohio.
So they will just keep it in Ohio. It was supposed to be in Columbus, so they'll just keep it in Columbus.
I would believe so.
Okay, well, the game's looking like it could be pretty interesting. I noticed you didn't say Ohio State, the best team in the Big Ten.
Because I don't think they are.
Okay.
I think that defense is still real suspect.
Maryland will actually be a decent test for the defense because Maryland is explosive.
Maryland is.
Maryland's problem, and we talked about it with Lance Taylor last week, and why I refuse, even though they were a Friday night home dog, and the Friday night home dogs they've barked this year.
Mm-hmm.
I said
and they got out to a lead.
Maryland. I said Maryland is undisciplined. They will do stupid things. They will turn the ball over. They will do it. And Iowa is the one team like. They will capitalize on your mistakes. They will turn you over. Yeah. And I look up at the end of the first half, and Maryland's got 5 turnovers and 8 penalties, and I'm like, it's exactly why I didn't want to take Maryland. Iowa is like the worst possible team for a team like Maryland to play. But maybe Ohio State, maybe they can put up some numbers against them.
CJ, what'd you learn this week?
Sports is this much. The margin between good and great, average good, bad and average is only about this much. And it's not just in football, college football. We saw a lot of close games. I know we'll talk more about Bama and Georgia beating the hell out of their opponents, but it was a lot of close games here. Baseball also, Rob, I'm sorry. I don't know how you come in and do shows after what transpired with the Cardinals and the Dodgers, man.
He's still tough. Wearing Cardinals clothes.
That's
too.
tough, man.
It's not St. Louis,
I felt that. And that hit me in my chest.
It was tough. But you're right, so close. From 106 win team to 90 win team. Margins that close.
Don't worry, my Giants will get them.
Oh, I know. I'm counting on it. I'm counting on it.
I gotta look at WinBet, see what the series price is on that, because I bet you can get a good number on the Giants.
Yeah, because the Dodgers are still the favorite.
Yeah, the Dodgers are still the favorite, and they're not going to beat the Giants.
Yeah. Also learned last week that it sometimes really is just smart to, when you place a wager, to just go against the public. I mean, we talk about it all the time, but there were 3 bets that I specifically made last week. I didn't like any games, any of the 3, but bet them solely on going against the public. That was going with Alabama. That was going with Georgia, and both were easy covers. And then the other one was going with the New England Patriots. I mean, everybody expected Tom Brady and the Buccaneers to just walk in there and just annihilate the Patriots. Just annihilate them. And the line started to go the other way. And it just, a buddy of mine asked, he said, who are you betting on this one? I mean, you betting the Bucs, right? And I was like, no, betting the Patriots. But the Bucs are better. Yep. But the Bucs have Tom Brady. Yep. Bucs have a better defense. Yep. But 90% of the people are betting on the Bucs. That's why I'm going New England. And felt good about it the whole night. Never was there a time where you kind of felt threatened even by it.
Especially in the NFL, where the lines are so close, usually within a field goal. It behooves you to see what the public is doing, and then most of the time doing the opposite.
Yeah.
They don't build those casinos for nothing. They didn't get that money donated. Right. They took that from people.
I felt that same way when I was listening to like some of the gambling pick pods I was listening to. Everybody was all on the Lions. On Sunday, loved having the Lions. If there's an underdog money line winner, it's the Lions against the Bears. Everybody talking, and I'm sitting here like, yeah, the Bears are probably going to kick the crap out of the Lions now. And sure enough, the Bears beat the crap out of the Lions. Something interesting about that Patriots-Buccaneers game is you see a lot of, because it also happened in that Browns-Vikings game, is familiarity. A lot of unders can happen in those situations where these teams. Stefanski worked with the Vikings. They know each other. Those coaches know each other, and what they want to do, what they like to do, can lead to an under. Belichick against Brady. McDaniels they kind of know, he knows what Belichick's going to do to him. Belichick knows what Tom wants to do. And so there's familiarity. Game goes under.
Yeah. It was a big week for the Kentucky Wildcats as they knocked off the Florida Gators. We had the question last week of who's the third best team in the SEC, or who's the fourth best team, just putting Florida at number 3. Well, that might have to change. Might have to try to figure out who the third best team is in the SEC. Kentucky, they might have a say. Here's Mark Stoops on the big win over Florida.
It's another win. I tell our players all the time, if we want to play in big games, take care of what's right in front of us. And that's practice. It's this next game. I'm happy for our fan base. We've been tormented. We've had some really close games with the Gators for a long time. It's good to win one at home for them.
Kentucky has covered every game this year, well, with the exception of the FCS game they played, but I don't count those. So they're 4-0 against the spread. They're a 3.5-point favorite against LSU this week, total at 50.5. Kentucky 13-2 against the spread their last 15 home games. The home team in this series between Kentucky and LSU, 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 meetings, this one being played in Lexington. And after LSU losing last week at home to Auburn in the who are they type of game, do we figure out who LSU is, and is LSU as good as Kentucky?
No, I think we know what LSU is, and that's not good. They could beat Kentucky. Kentucky, what was the number? Like, they only crossed midfield twice against Florida? Isn't that what it is? Like, I think I heard that the other day. Like, they crossed midfield twice against Florida and won the game.
Yeah.
So I don't know how good Kentucky is. If they had to play this – I had Kentucky in our GCM picks just because Kentucky typically plays Florida very close. They do play close games. I mean, LSU's got more talent, but – Kentucky's got the coaching advantage. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. Ed Orgeron's talking about killing fans on his coach's show this week. Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah, well, somebody called in and made a pretty inappropriate comment, asked him to wish his sister was in the crowd, happy birthday. She turned 20, and the caller asked him to try to not sleep with her.
What?
Yeah, this is on Ed Orgeron's coach's show. You can find it. This is what he's like. And then he's like, oh, well. And the guy tried to move on afterwards, like they hung up on him, but the host tried to move on, and Ed Orgeron goes, hey, well, I want to say something. And it's like, oh, here we go. He's like, down here in Baton Rouge, he basically says, like, we got a fishing pole with a hook on it for people like that. I'm like, what are you talking about, feeding them to alligators or something? Like, what are we doing here? Like, yeah, so.
I love when coaches' shows take phone calls.
Oh, they are.
Nothing better.
Man, they are so funny. I remember
it's either Coach, you're the best, or it's that.
I remember when, like, it was Vol calls one night, and it was Fulmer's last year, and they called in. There's, like, the first, like, 3 or 4 callers called in and asked him to resign. And then they said, all right, we're only going to take questions. But I think they were playing Auburn coming up. He's like, we're only going to take questions about Auburn. We're only going to talk about Auburn.
To your point, Rosa, about well, go ahead.
This next guy calls in and goes, Coach, I want to ask you about, Auburn's their coverage in the secondary. And I'm sorry you had to deal with that because I know how much you love this university. And, I want to ask you about Auburn's secondary and what they do. But, I really know how much you love this university. And so would you resign if you really love it that much? And then hung up the phone. It's like, oh, my God.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
I love coaches' shows.
Coach shows are great. Kentucky crossed midfield 3 times.
3 times.
But one of them, penalties or a sack or something, they had negative yards, so they ended up punting from their side of the field.
Okay.
So I don't know if that counts.
That doesn't really count. Like, how many drives did they actually, where you start at, the 20 or the 25 or the 30, and then you actually get across midfield?
There's nothing better than from last week's game than sad Dan Mullen. I love sad Dan
Oh, is he not
Mullen.
making an excuse?
No, he's sad. He was sad. Happy Dan Mullen is just kind of annoying. Really sad Dan Mullen is just kind of it's sad. It's sad to watch him. And boy, he was asked a doozy of a question following the loss to the Wildcats.
Do you feel like you were almost outcoached tonight?
No, but 382 yards. I guess that's sputtering. Is that? I don't know. 380. We had 382. They had 211 yards. So I wouldn't think that would be the case. We got to get better. I mean, it's something we're going to look at with the problem. Because, their crowd, but I give their crowd credit. They had a great crowd. They had a lot of energy. Their guys played hard. But, you can't do that. That's it. And it's just lack of mental toughness.
What?
Lack of mental toughness.
He took that. No, he just lost track of what he was even talking
Yeah,
about.
he forgot what the question was.
But were you outcoached?
I don't like hearing Dan Mullen like that.
Oh, sad Dan Mullen's the best.
I don't like sad Dan Mullen. I like Dan Mullen. So.
He'll be happy, Dan Mullen, after this week, and he'll ask about being outcoached, as they are a 38-point favorite against Vanderbilt this week.
Someone should ask him.
Holy smokes!
Someone should ask him, Coach. Who had a worse week? You or Urban Meyer? Did you see the Jaguars
Broke the huddle.
Broke the huddle today. Say 1, 2, 3, grind.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and then they all walked away laughing.
They're making fun of this dude in his face. There's no way
fun of
to
Urban
make
Meyer
it.
to his face. The team broke the huddle saying grind, and they all start laughing. Even the coaches were laughing, like they're goofing on Urban Meyer to his face because he was grinding with a grinding. Great song.
yeah, he was. And his press conference was just great.
Oh my God! What is he doing?
And what I did was just a stupid thing.
The biggest reason, Marcus Spears actually brought this up on NFL Live about why the Jaguars need to fire him now, and I thought he made the good points. He said the NFL, the one thing that they will always preach of their players, organization, GM, coach, owner, will tell their players, do not be a distraction for things that happen off the field. Do not do that.
And
that guy's done it 3 times already. Urban Meyer has. He's been on the job for 5 months.
how do you? We'll get to the NFL coming up because that line this week is kind of weird.
Yeah, it is.
All right, Dan Mullen, his team 38.5-point favorite against Vanderbilt this week. Florida has failed to cover their last 6 games against losing teams. Vanderbilt's actually 5-1 against the spread their last 6 on the road. Head-to-head, the road team has covered 9 of the last 13, so 38 may be too big. 38.5 may be too big for Florida this week. Also, last week it was a big win by Georgia as they just shut down Arkansas and shut them out. Afterwards, Kirby Smart, head coach of the Dogs, talking about the big win over the Hogs.
I felt like it was important to play the game patient but aggressive, and I would have definitely thought there might have been 53 runs in this game, 57 runs, whatever there were, because that was the kind of game plan that we needed to approach it with. And you know what? It might be different next week. The best teams I've ever been around can take on the personality of what they need to take on, and I'm really proud of the offensive line. I'm proud of the offensive coaching staff. All we told our defense all week is you ain't played nobody. And they went out and played, I don't know what they were, 26th, 30th, I really don't know. I know they've beaten 2 good football teams, and they went out and they shut those guys out. And, you know, we're going to tell them next week they ain't played nobody.
There you go. They ain't played nobody.
They ain't played nobody.
They look really good. I mean, we asked the question of who have they really played, who have they really played, and who have they shut down. Well, I mean, they keep doing it now.
Yeah, and I would say I do think Arkansas is good. I think Arkansas is good. I think that's a good team, and they're legit, man. I mean, they were my pick to win the national championship. Obviously, Georgia was at the beginning of the season. So, I mean, I think they're good, but you know, it feels like it really is who's better, Georgia or Bama. I would lean Georgia right now. I think Georgia's defense is
legit.
I think their defense is better than Bama's defense, and I don't think Bama's offense is better than it was last year or as good as it was last year. And I think Georgia's offense is better this year than it was last year.
If it plays out, I would still say I got to be proven first.
Yeah,
that Georgia's better than Bama, and that Georgia can beat Bama.
Find out.
Certainly wouldn't pick
find out in Atlanta.
That's right.
In December, buddy.
Georgia 4-1 against the spread so far this season. They are over a 2-touchdown favorite against Auburn. 15.5 against the Auburn Tigers. Georgia 4-1 against spread this season. 10-4 against spread their last 14 on the road. The favorite in this series, the last 4, and that was Georgia, all 4. Has covered the last 4 between these two teams.
So Georgia's won 4 in a row.
Yeah, and covered 4 in a row as well.
Yeah, so. I've got a pick on this game and coming up in my wagers. The
Bruisers wagers.
Yeah, I've got a pick on this game. So
CJ, you like this game either way?
I love it, Georgia. I think that they are just different. That defense. I remember reading in the offseason about how these recruits on defense have been teasing fans and frustrating fans because they hadn't played. Like, these linebackers hadn't really played a whole lot of games, and a bunch of 5-star kids. Well, are they talented enough to play at Georgia? What's going on? Why haven't we seen them on the field? Well, you hadn't seen them on the field, because Georgia can get out there and recruit, and the dudes in front of them are better. And now you're seeing what they can do, the way they can stop the run, the way they can get pressure on the quarterback. They are a dynamic defense, and I think that causes problems for everybody in college football, including Alabama. But Georgia and Alabama are on different levels. Everybody else is looking up at them. Georgia runs away with this.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that as well. We'll take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, we'll look at more games in the SEC. Also, the Memphis Tigers look to rebound this week after dropping their second straight game, this time on the road to Temple. We'll discuss that when we return here on the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
WynnBET is live in Tennessee and bringing you the action of real money sports betting right in the palm of your hand. Now you can get in on the action with all of your favorite teams across NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB, MLS, and more. Don't forget to take advantage of the generous promos, great odds, and unique parlays available in Tennessee on the WynnBET app. Head to the App Store to download the WynnBET app and sign up today. First-time bettors will receive a risk-free sports bet of up to $500. Terms and conditions apply for all promotion. Get the details at wynnbet.com. WYNNBET.com. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line, 1-800-889-9789. When you heard that you were getting traded to the Memphis Grizzlies, what went through your mind?
I will say the first thing that came back to mind was like, Zach Randolph punched me in the face. And some people might still be pretty pissed off about it. So we got some patchwork to do, mate.
Have you gone around town at all, and has anybody mentioned that to you?
Nah, not yet. I haven't had too much opportunity, though, to be fair.
The Chris Vernon Show, live daily on grindcitymedia.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't miss the newest Grind City Media podcast, Infield Fly, with me, Rob Fisher, along with Lang Whitaker and Keith Murphy. Comes out each Tuesday, and we'll have the latest on our favorite teams and yours. Regional and Superstation teams, the Cardinals, Braves, and Cubs, while going around the horn to check in on the rest of the league. Be sure to subscribe today at grindcitymedia.com, iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud.
It is 9:01 on the dot, and we are so excited to continue our Media Day coverage.
I feel like every year for Media Day, everyone always compares it to the first day of school. Did you have any first day of school jitters?
It's definitely a first day of school mentality, those butterflies in your stomach. But then it took a second to go, well, that's probably a good thing, right? You should always have a little bit of nervousness.
Rise and Grind with Jessica and Megan. Live daily at 8 a.m. on grindcitymedia.com. Welcome back to grindcitymedia.com. Live from FedEx Forum. Now, here's more of the Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker. Presented by WinBet.
Hey, don't miss the next Grizzlies home game. That is this Saturday, October 9th at 7 p.m. Desmond Bain and your Grizzlies host Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks.
Maine!
To purchase your tickets or for more information, log on to Grizzlies.com. Call 901-888-HOOP today. Grizz and the Hawks. Saturday night at FedEx Forum. Come on out.
Oh, man, we got news.
Uh-oh.
This has to do with a Memphis rapper.
Pooh
Yes,
Shiesty?
according to
Yeah,
Rolling
I saw
Stone.
that. I saw the news.
Pooh Shiesty could go. He's going to go to trial on October 25th and
Yeah.
faces a possible life sentence for charges related to an alleged shooting and robbery. Man, Pooh, your career was taken off, and then you
pooed the bed.
Yes, he pooed the bed.
Yeah.
Things from your past can come back and get you real quick in the present, man. Live right now so you don't have to pay for it later.
See, I know Jalen Hurts. That's a tough one to flush.
That is a tough one to
Jalen
flush.
Hurts said last
That's right.
week you don't look at your deuce. You flush it and move on. That's a tough one not to keep looking at. If you're Pooh Shiesty.
That's right. Welcome back.
Yeah. Anyways, it's
This is the Odds Couple. Lang's out today. He'll be back with us next week. John Roser, CJ Hurt, myself. I'm Rob Fisher with you, talking about the games coming up this weekend. We'll get to the NFL coming up in our next segment as my Cardinals take on your 49ers this week. Although you hate your team, apparently.
I hate my team.
Okay.
I do. I despise my team. I'm starting to turn on Shanahan.
Oh, my.
Actually, it's not really that I'm starting to turn on Shanahan. It's although he does some weird things. I'm starting to really believe the Adam Schefter report that it was Mac Jones is who Shanahan wanted, and he got overruled by the organization. Like the organization met. Because I don't believe – because the stuff that they do with Trey Lance is just – you see him, though. Man, I don't know how you watched – how you lined up film. And I'm not saying Trey Lance is going to be bad. I hope he's awesome. I'm just saying – you line up film and you watch Mac Jones throw a football. You watch Justin Fields throw a football. You watched how Trey Lance throws a football. Mechanics, everything. And you say we want that guy. This guy, it's Kaepernick. He winds up, he gave me a ton of Kaepernick vibes in that game. Now, obviously, he hasn't had an offense built around him. They will actually game plan an offense around him this week. So maybe it could be different. But, we got guys injured again. I'm like, why do we have so many injured? Why does everybody get injured all the time? It's like, why does this keep happening? But because I think if he had Mac Jones, he would let Mac throw it around. But he's very careful with Trey. And the first two passes Trey Lance threw, I was like, oh my God, those are just one's a rollout, and he just threw it at the guy's feet behind him. Another one, he just it's Kaepernick, except Kaepernick was better. Kaepernick blew the league away by storm, but it's it doesn't matter if you're 5 yards away or 50 yards away. The ball's coming 90 miles an hour at you. You don't, there's no touch on the ball. I don't know how, if you're the 49ers, how you watch Justin Fields throw a football in college and study film, and how you watch Mac Jones throw a football and study film and say, we want Trey Lance. Just basic mechanics.
We'll talk more NFL coming up in our next segment, right before we have our picks for the week. So looking forward to that. This week, Texas A&M, they get the big showdown with Alabama. We'll talk about that one coming up as well. But right now, let's welcome to the program he's a co-host of Next Round Live, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. weekdays. He is on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor. You can get his picks every single day at lanceslock.com. He's Lance Taylor, who joins us here on the Odds Couple. Hello, Lance.
Hello, fellas.
Man,
how are you guys?
We're doing well.
Boy, I'd say it played out like we thought it would. Public goes against number one and number two in the nation, and we get bloodbaths. by both Georgia and Alabama.
Yeah, it was. I guess it wasn't surprising after talking about it, and those two have really kind of separated themselves from everybody else in the country at this point.
Yeah, I agree. We tried to, Monday on the show, if you had to have a 14 playoff, who do you put in? I do believe if C.J. Stroud continues to improve, that defense has got to get better for Ohio State. But I think at the end of the year, Ohio State will be a team that will be feared. But outside of that, I don't know. We'll see what Oklahoma's able to do against Texas this week. But that fourth team is going to be amazing because what's going to be really fascinating, and, Oregon lost this past week, and I actually gave out Stanford plus the 7.5 against Oregon. And it was fortunate they were able to win that game, kind of controversial there at the end. But if Oregon goes undefeated, wins the Pac-12, even with that Stanford loss, and you have a one-loss Ohio State Big Ten champion, if you're the committee, you can't put Ohio State in front of Oregon. Can't do it.
No.
Let me ask you, Lance, because I asked CJ over here because he's a big Michigan fan, but I'll ask you too. Right now, who is the best team in the Big Ten? Right now, as of today, not talking about who's going to be at the end of the season. Who's the best team in the Big Ten right now?
State.
You still think it's Ohio State? Okay.
Yes, Roser, I want to know who you think it is because I think there's a lot of just fugazis right now in the Big Ten. And I said before the season that the Big Ten was going to be really good. And look, 5 of the top 11 teams are from the Big Ten, but I'm not buying it. I think Michigan, good chance of losing this week. I think Michigan State, good chance of losing this week. Obviously, Iowa or Penn State is going to lose this week. But who is that team you think it is?
Well, see, that's what I was saying. I was like, we're going to learn a lot this weekend. Like, we will learn a lot. I would probably still tell you Ohio State. Ohio State would be favored over everybody. So Vegas agrees. Ohio State would be favored over any of the teams. So,
well, yeah, we'll put it this way. If you had to, for your life, on your life, there's a round-robin Big Ten football tournament playoff, and you've got to have, when you get first pick, you get to pick one, and you're going to die if that team doesn't win the round-robin, you're going to take Ohio State.
Yes, I'm taking Ohio State. Okay, let's do that with the SEC.
Third best team?
No, best team. Who are you doing?
Are we doing this like Squid Game or something?
Georgia
like
or Bama?
Why are we talking about people dying during these games?
Georgia or Alabama?
Because, Stetson Bennett just made that first career start last year against Auburn. And look, the guy's only throwing the football, 11 times a game going back to last week against Arkansas. But and this is a funny discussion I had in a bar before the Ole Miss-Alabama game. A buddy of mine he's a diehard football fan, but he's like, dude, I can't name a skill guy on Georgia's roster. And I'm like, well, that defense, it doesn't matter. I mean, we're talking about a defense that's given up fewer than 1,000 yards through 5 games. They're giving up 4.6 points per game. But they haven't played a competent offense yet. And the balance I saw from Alabama, and that 42-21 wasn't as close as the score indicates. You guys watch that game. It's 35-0. And Alabama completely dominated. I thought they were balanced on offense. And with their defense, the way they shut down that Ole Miss offense for 2.5 quarters, I would lean Alabama. And again, we're talking about Nick Saban against assistants. 24-0. He'll go 25-0 this week against Jimbo. Until I see it, I'll continue to take Alabama.
Yeah, gun to the head sort of deal again.
Just roll with
if that's
Bama.
the way we're going, yeah, you're taking Bama.
Yeah, Lance, I'm kind of doing the same thing this week. I hate the lines this week. So I had somebody come up here and ask me, and he was like, hey, because I gave him Louisiana Tech last week. I told him Louisiana. He asked me for a winner last week, and one of our salespeople did. And I said, take Louisiana Tech. I said first half and the game against NC State. I was like, either one of them, but just those are the ones I'm most confident in. He came up this week. He goes, what are you going to give me? I was like, honestly, dude, I hate everything. So just take Alabama 10.5 in the first half. Just do that. I was like, when you don't know what to do, just bet Alabama or bet team total over 34.5.
Yeah.
I do, not jumping ahead, but I do have a weird feeling, as bad as A&M looks, and now sitting at 3-2 and unranked, which is insane when we talk about the overhype of this game in the offseason. I do have a feeling that both Auburn and A&M are going to cover against the Powers this week. I just think it's a ton of points. I think Alabama's going to be flat after how hyped up they were against Ole Miss. I think Jimbo will shorten that game, and I think right now where that number sits 18, I think it's a little too much. I think Alabama wins, anywhere from 10 to 17 points, but I think you get under the number there. And then I think, weird things happen to Jordan Hare. Bo Nix, this is the stat that blows me away, fellas. He has gone, although we've seen 3 drop picks this year, he's gone 247 consecutive attempts without throwing a pick. That is the 5th longest streak in the history of the SEC.
Wow. That does blow you away.
Wait,
blows you away
the fifth longest streak.
Yeah.
Okay, so who have gone longer? Let me.
I only know 3. I'm not going to be able to give you the fourth. The fourth is an Auburn quarterback. I only saw 3, but I can give you 3. But if you want to guess, only one is a big name.
David Green.
David Green was a big collegiate name, but he's not on that list. I like where your head was.
That was a great
There are no
pick,
Georgia quarterbacks on that list.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning is not on that list.
Yeah, he threw picks. Danny Warfel.
Danny Warfel is not on that list.
Man. Tim Couch.
I'll give you a hint. There's a Kentucky quarterback, an Alabama quarterback, and a Mississippi State quarterback.
Tim Couch.
No.
Andre Woodson.
Andre Woodson, dang, you're first. You got 2 more to go. Alabama and Mississippi State.
Wayne Madkin.
Wrong.
Oh.
Big name.
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. And then your Alabama quarterback.
Jeff Rutledge.
Under Nick Saban.
Oh, A.J. McCarron.
There you go.
Yeah, A.J., because that was the whole thing. A.J. McCarron never screwed up. Never screwed up. Is he still with the same girl? Catherine, what's her name?
Yeah, he is. I think after getting hurt in the offseason, the preseason with the Falcons, I don't think he's on a roster right now. But yeah, he is with the same girl.
Okay, good for him.
Lance, who are we looking at this week? Who are we liking?
Are we going college?
Yeah, let's go college first.
I know it's tomorrow night game. I kind of like Arizona State after what they showed me against UCLA, and I think Stanford's going to be coming off this side. And I don't know how healthy Tanner McKee is. I think he was the best quarterback on the field, but I think he's going to be a little banged up. I'll tell you a game that I absolutely love. There's one that I've got to take to the cleaners. It is LSU. As long as Keyshawn Butte is healthy, everybody's hyping up Kentucky. I hyped Kentucky. I said they were going to win 10 games this year, but I think this is the perfect spot for LSU to get right. They're catching 3 points. I love LSU in this spot.
Interesting. And in the Shield?
The Shield, okay, so complete transparency, I was 0-3 last Sunday. Now, I was 1-0 on Thursday. I was 1-0 Monday night. We still are killing the NFL. I think we are right now 16-8 in the NFL.
Nice.
If I had to play somebody, it's probably the Browns. Their ability to run the football is crazy. I don't trust Baker Mayfield. As good as he was second half of last season, he has been really inconsistent. But the 1-2 punch of Chubb and Hunt and that defense, I think this is a game that multiple mistakes from Herbert, as good as the Chargers have looked the last couple of weeks, I think they come back to earth. I like the Browns +2.
Man, Herbert is really good, though.
He's really good.
He
is. Like, he's one, like he's kind of got the Rodgers thing where like he really can just put the ball wherever he wants it to go. Like he can throw it a mile, and he can throw it like 500 miles an hour too. Like he has a rocket on his arm.
Lance, lanceslock.com. Folks can go there. They can get a pick every single day.
Yes, Rob, thank you. Lanceslock.com, as you said, football season has started out really good. We're crushing the NFL. Jump on board. It's $90. You get everything. You get college, NFL, Major League Baseball playoffs. Jump on board. By the way, I got to say that we were 1-0 in the playoffs. We had the Red Sox a couple of days ago, but last night I had the Cardinals +1.5 on the run line. You led every pitch until the final pitch with Chris Taylor. Why couldn't you just grab a little wall, long single, let Bellinger score, give me the win there? But we're going to win for you, $90, $3 a day. Jump on board, lanceslock.com.
Awesome. Lance, always a pleasure, man. Thank you much. Appreciate it.
See you guys. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Lance Taylor joining us from Birmingham and host of Next Round Live, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. weekdays. Check him out on Twitter as well, at the Lance Taylor. A couple of notes from other SEC games. You got Alabama, Texas A&M. Alabama, big favorite in this one. Alabama's covered 11 of their last 14 games. Nick Saban, 24-0 straight up against former assistant coaches. The score in that game, on average, 42-17 when he takes on former assistants.
That would be a cover.
Yeah.
For Alabama this week, that would be a cover.
Alabama's won 8 straight over A&M by an average score of 44-21. Also a cover. Alabama's covered the last 2, 5-2 against the spread in the last 7.
Yeah, here's what I'll say for Alabama. Alabama's either covering the first half or they're covering the game. Maybe they cover both. But if Like, if they don't cover the first half spread, they're covering the game spread.
Yeah.
Like, they will come out in the second half. Like, if it's like 10-7 Alabama at halftime, jump on a live line for Alabama, because if Alabama's like minus 14 in the second half, holy hell. Just hit it.
And you can get
and bet your life on it.
You can get great live lines on WinBet.
Yes, you can.
They are always real generous with those types
Yes,
of things.
they are. Thank you, CJ. Hey. I like that. Look at we already talked about. We got some great WinBet stuff out here.
Yeah, man.
We got the WinBet bar opening up and just
get your parlay and take the little spin of the wheel.
Our WinBet bar's opening up like really soon.
Looking forward to it.
Really, really soon.
Yeah, and you'll be able to bet games like Ole Miss, Arkansas as well.
And they got TVs everywhere. It's going to be awesome.
Ole Miss 6.5-point favorite against Arkansas. This might be for the third best team in the SEC. Ole Miss 6-1 against the spread. Their last 7 against the winning teams. Head to head, the home team has covered 4 of the last 5. So Ole Miss being the home team, 6.5-point favorite over Arkansas this week. Who you like in that one?
Hogs.
Is that just because you like saying hogs?
Hogs. It's something like that. I should have brought my hog hat with me.
You should have. Yeah.
We need an Arkansas helmet.
Yeah.
Powers that be. Bosses.
Arkansas. We need an Arkansas
helmet. We definitely need Arkansas, LSU, and A&M, but we for sure need Arkansas. We have to get an Arkansas helmet.
Tennessee, South Carolina. The underdog has covered 8 of the last 9 in that one. South Carolina, 10.5-point dog. Last 8 meetings decided by less than 6 points per game. How about that? So they've always been very close. We'll see if that's the case again, with Tennessee being a double-digit favorite this week.
Man, they looked. That Hooker kid can throw the ball.
That was impressive.
That Hooker kid can throw the ball. Maybe they would have beaten Pitt if they would have had him instead of Joe Milton. You know, like
North Texas is a 20-point dog to Mizzou.
Yeah, North Texas must really suck
because Mizzou hasn't covered in their last 7.
Yeah, and there's problems. They got problems at Missouri.
I mean, that game against Tennessee, for how good Tennessee looked, was embarrassing for Mizzou.
Yeah, it's
take North Texas this week. Meanwhile, Memphis, they're trying to rebound. They lost their 2nd straight game, this time at Temple.
Fish, be careful. Be careful about that. We've talked about betting on bad teams. You're sitting here talking about taking North Texas. So if you're a 20-point dog to a team like Missouri,
and if you'd see what I've done betting the SEC this year, also
if you're a 20-point dog to Missouri, who's horrible,
you're really bad.
Like, yeah, you've got to be really bad.
I'm taking that one back. I'm not giving that one out.
Okay,
anymore.
There we go. All right,
taking
Memphis.
it back.
Hey, where would you be without Rose, man? Everybody needs a friend like
Well,
Rose.
we all need each other. I feel like we all keep each other in line. We keep each other in check a little bit.
I love Memphis this week. They are 8-4.
I did.
I mean, they're a dog to Tulsa.
They opened 6. They opened a 6-point dog, and that thing got hit quick and went all the way down to 3.5 right away.
To a team that's 1-4.
I like Memphis, too. I think Memphis wins this game outright.
I do, too. Here's Ryan Silverfield, head coach of the Tigers, talking about Tulsa this week.
Like I told our team, I said, last 3 games have all been decided by 3 points or less. And so when you get that close to that fine line in college football these days, and the margin for error continues to shrink every year. And so we've got to continue to clean up the things that we need to do. And I think our guys understand what's at stake and what we need to. Looking ahead to Tulsa, obviously a team that's got a quarterback that's top 20 in the country in passing yards. Last time we were there, really, it was a missed kick that probably changed the fortunes of a lot of people of this program. I think it delivered us college game day, probably helped lead to where I'm sitting here today. A lot of things that have been since the last time we played that game. And we know it's another conference game. They played Ohio State to a 7-point game going into the 4th quarter. They're as capable as anybody. So we're going to have our hands full. Our guys' focus is 100% on Tulsa and looking forward to getting after it this week.
Memphis has won 5 of the last 6 meetings. Road team has covered 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams. Memphis on the road, getting the 3 at Tulsa. 5 of the last 6 have gone over as well. That total is 62 and a half.
I like the Tigers.
I do, too.
I do. I like Memphis this week. I
mean, it was one that popped out at me this week, was the Memphis game.
It did.
Out of the few that did this week.
It popped at me, too, and then when I looked at it again and it had immediately gone down to 3, I was like, oh, so I guess, okay,
Popped at everybody.
So it popped at a lot of people that have big money that said, we're going to go ahead and put 10 grand on that and 10 grand on that and 10 grand on. Yeah, you got probably a bunch of groups that hit it pretty hard. And so it's like, all right, we got to drop that.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, we'll look at the Shield for this week, and then we'll have our picks to wrap things up here on the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
WynnBET is live in Tennessee and bringing you the action of real money sports betting right in the palm of your hand. Now you can get in on the action with all of your favorite teams across NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB, MLS, and more. Don't forget to take advantage of the generous promos, great odds, and unique parlays available in Tennessee on the WynnBET app. Head to the App Store to download the WynnBET app and sign up today. First-time bettors will receive a risk-free sports bet of up to $500. Terms and conditions apply for all promotion. Get the details at wynnbet.com. WYNNBET.com. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line, 1-800-889-9789.
What are your favorite kind of basketball speeches that just like are stuck in your mind? It doesn't have to be Hall of Fame. It can be like any type of speech from a basketball player.
I mean, Hall of Fame for me, Michael Jordan's the end all be all, because we not only was it a great speech and he was like pretty petty and mean and it was memorable, but he cried and we got the crying Jordan meme.
Join Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Ray Johnson, every Thursday as we debate the hottest topics in the NBA. IMHO on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and our social channels.
So there's two other NBA players from Ball State. One of them played 20 games for the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay.
Trivia time!
Rodney Buford.
No, it's not Rodney Buford.
All right, let me think. Ike Fontaine.
Nope.
Theron Smith.
Yes, sir!
The Chris Vernon Show, live daily on grindcitymedia.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
You could be mad at me like, oh, no, you ain't tried my biscuit. I don't care about your biscuit, because these flaky biscuits, next level.
My Nana's biscuits were the flakiest, most perfect biscuits, and I have the recipe, and I have yet to be able to recreate those biscuits. And every time I try, I fail, and it makes me so sad, because will I ever have a biscuit that tastes as good as the biscuits I grew up on? Probably not.
Rise and Grind with Jessica and Megan. Live daily at 8 a.m. on grindcitymedia.com.
Get ready for Lil Baby.
It's your boy Lil Baby.
Live at the FedEx Forum, Friday, October 29th. Lil Baby and Friends with Gunna.
9 times out of 10, niggas know I was going.
And Moosey.
She's a runner, she's a track star. She gon' run away
with 42 Doug. Lil Baby and Friends. Friday, October 29th. FedEx Forum. Tickets available at the box office and Ticketmaster.
Welcome back to grindcitymedia.com. Live from FedEx Forum. Now, here's more of the Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker, presented by WynnBET.
Hey, get the biggest games and recognize the biggest names. Guarantee your seats to welcome home Grizzlies legends Zach Randolph and Tony Allen as Memphis celebrates their retirement nights with all new 10 and 22 game packs. Select either the 10-game Zebo Weekend Pack or the Grindfather Big Game Pack. Or upgrade your Grizz experience with a half-season 22-game pack and lock in your tickets to celebrate Zebo December 11th when your Grizz host the Rockets, or January 28th when your Grizz recognize Tony Allen and battle Utah Jazz. Packs start as low as $11 per game, so catch this year's best matchups, giveaways, and more today. Call 901-888-HOOP or shop online at grizzlies.com.
Single on fish! There it is. I moved the WynnBET hat. Look at that.
Here it is, right over
Looks
my
nice.
shoulder.
Right over. Back to single on fish. Single on fish.
There it is.
Damn it. There
Nope.
it is.
There.
Right there. Look at that. Beautiful.
Welcome back, everyone.
Shout out to Kimball. Running the
Shout out
cameras.
to Kimball.
Shout out to Kimball. We can't single on Kimball because she's controlling the cameras in here.
That's
She's
right.
not up here.
That's single on me.
Yeah.
Yes. We welcome you back to the Odds Couple. Rob Fisher, John Roser, CJ Hurt with you. Lang is out today. He'll be back to the program next week. the Shield. How about the Dallas Cowboys? They're rolling, man.
Not surprised.
Right?
They're good. They're really good.
I mean, their loss was a really good game against
they
Tampa.
could have won. They got Brady'd at the end. Brady came down and won the game. They got Brady'd. It happens. And Zerline missed a couple kicks in the game, so they could have really.
That's right.
Like they easily could have won that game.
And Ezekiel Elliott's playing at a very high level.
Oh man,
he's been good.
He threw it back about 4 or 5 years. Yesterday. Yeah,
he's been good
or on Sunday.
Here's Zeke. He talks about the Cowboys being on a roll.
I think we're playing good football right now. I think we're winning football games, but I want to see us go out there and finish. I want to see us go out there and really blow somebody out. I think in the past couple of weeks we were in a situation where, it could have either, we could kind of let off the gas pedal and still win comfortably, or we can just go ahead and choke them out. So, I want to see us go out there and choke guys out.
All right.
Choke guys out. Okay. I love football.
And football plays.
And football plays and football players.
And football teams.
And football fields.
Helmets and fields.
Honestly, that dude Zeke is a football player.
Oh, he really
football
is.
Player. He makes tons of football plays.
He does.
On the football field.
On the football field. In the football game.
Man. It was so annoying last week.
It plays in a football league.
It was the Thursday night game. I mentioned this on the Chris Vernon show. But the color analyst actually said, I forgot what team was it. Anyway, he said, let's just say Georgia. Georgia's on pace to run 100 football plays in this game.
Yeah.
I was like, seriously, dude?
Yeah, football plays.
How about they're on pace to run 100 plays?
Yeah.
In this game.
Yeah.
What type of plays are they running? Are they running the flex offense, the chin offense? Are we backdooring Princeton offense?
No, football plays.
Okay, so it's football plays in the football game on the football field with football players.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Football. Tell you about football, son.
Dallas Cowboys are a touchdown favorite against the New York Football Giants. Dallas has covered 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. Pittsburgh, a big one this week against Denver. Denver, 5-0-1 against the spread the last 6 meetings between these two teams. Pittsburgh, a 1-point favorite in this one. Cleveland at the Chargers. This one's interesting. It's the game that Lance was talking about. A very small number. The number surprised me. The Chargers just a 1.5-point favorite over the Browns this week in Los Angeles. However, the underdog has covered all 7 of the last 7 meetings. San Francisco 49ers, Roser's team, they're in Arizona to take on my Cardinals, who are a 5.5-point favorite and try to remain the lone undefeated team in football. They're the lone undefeated football team in football.
Yeah, Trey Lance making his first career start. Look, I think I could see. Look, the good thing for the 49ers in this one, Arizona has no idea what's coming at them.
That's true.
I mean, you've seen what the Trey Lance you saw last week. That was not the plan for him. He was running what was designed for Jimmy Garoppolo. So now you have an entire week to put in some stuff for Trey. So we'll see. I just don't know if he's an accurate enough passer. So I imagine Arizona wins and covers.
Arizona 5-1-1 against the spread last 7 meetings with these two teams. And we got a big one Sunday night with Buffalo in Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Chiefs 2.5-point favorite. Chiefs have covered 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. The favorite 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 meetings. All right, time for our picks this week. I'll go ahead and get us started with Fish's 5 this week. Uconn, Umass. Why not bet a bad game again?
Why are you doing this again?
I don't know. And it didn't work last week. I had Uconn Vanderbilt under.
Why?
And it got blown up. Because these two teams suck. They
So
can't score
why
that
are
many
you?
points.
But if they both suck, they can score on each other.
UConn's alternated over-unders in their last 8 games. Last one was over, so they're going to go under.
Oh,
Roser.
my God. Come on, Fish.
Betting another real bad team. New Mexico State. I'm getting 31 against Nevada. New Mexico State 6-0 against the spread following a loss. I'm going BYU minus the 3.5 against Boise. BYU has covered 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. In the NFL, taking the Cowboys minus 7 against the Giants. Dallas has covered their last 4. They've also covered their last 4 at home. Giants are not a good football team. And the Carolina Panthers, I will take minus the 3.5 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia 1-7 against the spread their last 8 games on the road, and 1-5 against the number as a road dog. Take the Panthers minus the 3.5. CJ, who you got this week?
All right, I'm trying to make up for some stuff in the NFL, so it's a lot of NFL picks on here. I am 5-1 in the SEC, and I love that Georgia minus 15.5. So that's my, I should win that one. I'm expecting to win that one. Now I got ground to make up because in the NFL, I'm 1-5. So let's try and change that. We'll start with the Titans. Jacksonville is just Jacksonville. They are a a joke of a franchise
Grind.
right now.
1, 2, 3.
They're grinding away, all right. Urban Meyer, especially. Also, honestly, no DJ Chark in the situation. So if you got Trevor Lawrence and you're out that weapon at receiver, I would think that the Titans' defense, as bad as that secondary has been, again, I would think that losing a weapon like that should help them out. And you still got Derrick Henry. I don't think Jacksonville's defense is ready for what Derrick Henry is. So give me the Titans there. I will also take the Packers minus the 3 against the Bengals. Weird line. It opened at 3, moved up to 3.5, back down to 3. I don't know what the hell that means. It means something. I just don't know what. But Aaron Rodgers is still the Packers quarterback. So give me the Packers there. I will take the Browns over the Chargers. I think they go out there and get things done and win that one straight up. And I will take Cowboys Giants. Give me the over. Over is the play. 19 of the last 7 the Cowboys have played have gone over the line. And Daniel Jones, I look forward to seeing how this season continues to play out, because there may be something there. One of the best running quarterbacks in the NFL, third to only Lamar Jackson and
Darnold, maybe,
and rushing.
Yeah,
maybe.
Look,
But he's top 3. He runs for first downs. That's what really helps. Yeah. So on third down, you can't just man to man and turn your back to him. 1 interception so far as well. So, I like what Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley is back for the Giants as well.
He's been good.
Potent offenses going up against one another. I'll take the over there.
Yeah, okay.
All right, before we get to Roser's extravaganza spectacular, let's check out Lang Whitaker. He sent in his picks for the week as well. He likes Iowa in the big matchup against Penn State, minus the 2. Going with Ole Miss, minus the 6 against Arkansas, Georgia, and Bama. Just go ahead and ride those 2 teams. And then also, like CJ, taking the Packers minus the 3 against the Bengals. Those
Forgot
are
to
Lang's
say
locks
this.
week.
The Bengals, I got this written down, 52-5-2 straight up when scoring 25-plus points.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers have allowed 25-plus points to happen just one time so far this year, and that was the 28 they gave up to the 49ers.
Oh, very nice. I love when you bring the Nuggets. Love it.
I mean, I'm just borrowing some from you, man.
Roser, show
All
us
right.
what we got.
Yeah, Roser's wagers this week. I don't love a lot, so like I said, we're sticking with Alabama. Alabama minus 10.5 in the first half. We're going to roll with that one. I also like Alabama, their team total over 34.5. I think it's 34 now.
They've gone 30-plus in, 31 straight games
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm like, all right, well, that seems simple enough. UCLA minus 7.5 first half over Arizona. That was a rough loss to Arizona. Arizona State just killed UCLA last week, but Arizona's terrible. Arizona is way different than Arizona State. I think UCLA will pounce all over Arizona, handle them easily. They're 16.5-point favorites in the game. I like Auburn, the team total under 16 points. I think some people agree with me. The line's gone down to 15.5. Wow. I think I just saw. So I think Georgia stops Auburn. I think at the most I really see. I just don't. How do you score touchdowns on Georgia? Like, that's part of it. It's like, dude, you don't score touchdowns. So I'm like, okay, so the total's 16. So if they kick 5 field goals, they're 15 football touchdowns, Kimball. If can they score football touchdowns? I don't think they can. So they're going to have to kick football field goals. So football field goals, if you kick 5 football field goals, that gets you 15 points. All this math. CJ's wife will love all that math too right there. Under 16 for Auburn. And I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills. I hate Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills plus the 3. Look, is that Sunday night?
Yeah.
That is Sunday night. For some reason, I thought the Ravens-Colts were Sunday night.
Monday night.
That's Monday night. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So those are the picks. I would lean heavily towards the Bama ones, and then also, if you want, find a Bama first half team total, or find a Bama minus 18 for the game, and find a Bama, just anything Alabama, just bet it. Like, trust me, it's more of it will hit than doesn't hit. It's just how it goes.
True.
It is true.
All right.
It's how you get winners.
Now what do you got for us?
All right, we got the teaser, the 5-team teaser in the NFL. The Tennessee Titans did us in last week. The Titans did us in last week. Yeah, so this is the 5-team teaser for this week. You got to remember, you got the Seahawks tonight plus the 9.5 at home against the Rams. I could see the Rams bouncing back in a big way. But it's in Seattle, 12th man, Thursday night primetime football.
They already lost their last game at home.
Yeah, I don't think Seattle's starting 0-2 at home is rough. But again, I'm just telling you, you got to cut 9. You got to cover 9.5. This is the teaser, 7-point teaser, 5 teams. I'll take the Steelers plus the 6 against the Broncos here. The Steelers I take them from -1 to +6 against the Broncos. That's a field goal game either way. Neither one of these teams are going to be able to score against each other. Somebody's winning by 3 points. It may be 3-0. I'll take the Browns plus the 8.5 against the Chargers. I'll take that from 1.5 up to 8.5 and take the Browns plus 8.5. I'll take the Cowboys in a pick'em at the Giants, and I'll take the Bills plus 10 at Kansas City. That's your 5-team 7-point teaser. You can get it all on WinBet. It pays out plus 300.
Awesome. And well, when you do the parlays, you get to spin the wheel.
Yeah, I love spinning the wheel.
That's fun.
The most I've ever gotten is 10%.
Yeah.
Vernon got he got an insured one time. So his entire bet was insured. So no matter what, if it lost,
got it back.
He got his money back.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. That's like that's hitting the wheel, man.
That's like hitting that's hitting it. I usually get 5 and 10%.
Yeah. It's good.
Oh, it's nice. I want to hit that 20 to 50%.
You will. Keep spinning.
Just keep spending money. They'll give it to me one day. Keep spending money.
That's going to do it for us here on the Odds Couple. Great weekend of college football. We got a great weekend of pro football. It's just a great football weekend is what it is.
For football games.
For football fans who like to watch football games. We want to thank Kimball. Thanks, CJ. Thank you, Roser.
And thanks, football.
And thanks to all our fans who are listening, our football fans to this football show. That's going to do it for us here today. Good luck with all your bets this weekend. Enjoy all the action this weekend. We'll do it again next week here on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media. Enjoy the weekend, everybody.
You've been listening to The Odds Couple, presented by WinBet on GrindCityMedia.com. Tune in next week with Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.